Hi everyone, it's Hannah with Stark Library. Welcome to another sneak peek into technology. What I have for you today is a simple tutorial on how to get started with GIMP, which is a photo editing and design software. Its rival is actually Photoshop. The difference between GIMP and Photoshop is GIMP is completely free, whereas Photoshop can be quite pricey depending on the package that you choose. So GIMP stands for GNU, Image Manipulation Program, and I'm going to show you how to get started by opening a canvas. So you can go up here to File and New. And if you're new to this, don't let this overwhelm you. I know a lot of us are used to picking our image size based on inches. This allows you to pick it with pixels. So don't let that scare you away. We're just going to go into template, and the standard size is A4. And then if you go into inches, you can get a better idea of how big that is. So it's basically an 8 by 11.5. So we're going to click OK. And I like to think of GIMP as being divided into 3 different sections. So on the left-hand side, you have your tool taskbar. In the center, you have your canvas. And then over here to the right-hand side, we have our layers. And layers are going to be very important. I'll show you why in a second. So in the layer taskbar, you'll notice that we already have our first layer. It's this background. And if I click the little eye, it makes it go away. So for the purpose of manipulating our design, you always want to create a new layer when you're adding a component to your design. I'm going to give you an example on why that is so. So we're going to click on the paintbrush and we're going to click on an image, and I like this one right here. And if you go back over to the left, you'll notice you can change a lot of the aspects of your tool. So you can change the size, you can change the aspect ratio, the angle, the spacing. It's always a lot of fun to play around with these different options right here. But we are going to just add this to our canvas, and then we'll choose our move tool, and you'll notice that the software is interpreting this as being one layer, so we can't manipulate it very much. So we're going to click Edit, Undo Move Layer, Edit, Undo Paintbrush, and we're going to go over to the Layer taskbar, and you want to do this every time you're adding a different component. We're going to right-click, and we're going to do New Layer. And the only thing that's really important, you can put a name to your layer if you want. That makes it a little bit easier when you're working with a lot of different layers on one canvas. But the most important thing is to make sure it's filled with transparency. So we're going to just click OK, and that creates another layer right here that we can see. And I'm going to go back, I'm going to click my paintbrush. Now if I click my move tool, and we are moving the active layer, you can see that's selected right there. And you can tell that it's selected because that layer is now darker than the rest. And we're able to manipulate this layer very easily without interfering with the rest of the design. And that might not seem important right now when I have only one component, but it will become more important as I start to build layers onto my canvas. So next I want to show you how to use text. So we're going to go to this A right here, and you actually do not have to create a layer for text because it creates a layer for you. So we're just going to create a text box like you would do with a lot of different softwares. And we're going to just put in Stark Library. And if I click Control and use the scroller on my mouse, I can zoom in. You do want to select, and above the text box, there are going to be a lot of different options. So you can change the font of the text. You can change the size of the font. So I'm going to do that right now. Let's make that 120. You can make it bold. There are a lot of different options for the text. And you'll notice if you go into the layer taskbar, we actually have 3 layers now. We have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to scroll back out. And something that people use GIMP for a lot is they use it for photo editing. We can't get into how to do that as much as I'd like because of time, but I do want to show you how you could get a photo onto your canvas. So you can just click File, Open, I'm going to go to my desktop and just grab, let's do there. Okay, we'll do that right there. Open. And then that will bring it onto a canvas for you. And then you can go ahead and do any editing you'd like to do. If you would like to learn more about how to use GIMP, I highly encourage you to go to lynda.com, which is actually free with your library card. So if you want to access it for free, just go to www.starklibrary.org. Then you can go to Learn, Databases, and then go to Lynda, Lynda, and there are a couple of courses that'll help you learn a bit more about GIMP. Thank you for checking in for this month's sneak peek into technology, and I hope you check in next time.